God, it feels like it's been so long. It's been a really long time since I've seen Geoff Rohoman in studio here.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing, Jeff. I'm not going to start ripping you right away.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
You gotta give it some time. You got to feel it out first, and then I just start tearing into you.
Well, you know, I would feel uncomfortable otherwise.
If I just praised you?
Yeah, if you were singing my praises, this would be a very bizarre segment for me.
He's Geoff Rohoman. You can follow him on Twitter at Roho590. I'm Ben Ennis. This is Sportsnet Today, Sportsnet 590, The Fan. Usually when we're on, we do a little look into the Rohoman Empire. Have a look, see what's going on with you, Jeffrey. How are you doing in an overall sense?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing very well, actually.
It has been too long.
You know
You're
what?
right.
And I kind of feel bad off the top of the show, lamenting my weekend, that I kind of feel like everything's kind of gone wrong for me. But it's starting to pick up already. And you know what the tipping point was for me?
What's that? It
was the hug you gave me to put me in the right direction this morning.
We had a nice embrace. You know, I am a terrific hugger.
I believe that's one of your tweets. Yeah, March 21st. I'm a terrific hugger.
It was one of my tweets. So, the meaning of the hug has been lost over the years. People just hug just to hug.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, here's someone I saw 3 hours ago. Let's hug.
No, don't do that. But you got to have some meaning to it.
Absolutely.
Pull it out when it's needed.
Yeah.
The more you give, the less value they have.
I saw that you needed a hug, so I gave
totally
you a hug.
did.
And I'm
sure you offer that because you offered it first, and I'm sure you were expecting me to be like, nah, because I'm sure you get that a lot.
Yeah.
But I needed it at that point.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Look
Jeffrey.
at you.
Yeah.
Just beaming now.
Yeah, I really am. Jeff was in Montreal. We'll get to that. You were with Rob Wong and not our producer, Igor Henriquez, which you went with last time.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience. Before we get to some of your tweets and some of the experiences you had with Rob, GSP, I want to know what you think about GSP. Another win. It was not a knockout. He doesn't knock people out. He wins every decision. He wins easily, but it's not exactly what you would call the most entertaining brand of fighting in the world.
Yeah.
What do you make of GSP?
It's tough. I mean, I think mixed martial arts fans are just spoiled because we're seeing Anderson Silva and John Jones so much these days.
Yeah.
Those two guys are just in another level as far as mixed martial artists go. We've never seen two fighters like those two guys who are consistently finishing their opponents. And even John Jones went to a decision in his last fight against Rashad Evans, or is 2 fights ago against Rashad Evans. George St. Pierre, the thing with him is, once you reach championship status, you're fighting nothing but number one contenders. You're not sort of building your way up and fighting guys who aren't on your level. You're fighting the guy who is number 2 in your weight class every time out. So I think George gets a pass as far as not finishing fights. It's not like he's not trying to finish fights, and he's just sort of lying on guys and controlling them with his wrestling and squeaking out what they call a lay-and-pray decision. He's throwing elbows. He's trying to batter his opponent. Carlos Condit in this fight last November in Montreal, if it was any other opponent, would probably have been finished by George St. Pierre. But Carlos Condit is just an incredibly tough dude. And Nick Diaz is the same way. George was landing some big-time elbows on him, and Diaz's face was just an absolute mess. So it's not like George isn't trying to finish fights. It's just that the level of competition is that good in the 170-pound division that it's next to impossible to finish fights, even if you're as good as George St. Pierre is.
You've seen a lot of UFC events. Where did this atmosphere rank for you?
It was crazy, especially, I don't know, because we haven't talked recently, but I don't know if you saw the lead up to this fight and all the chirping that Nick Diaz was doing.
I heard him on Tim and Sid.
Oh, he was just, his trash talk was unbelievable. It was almost on par with Chael Sonnen as far as the lead up to this fight. So he was despised going into this fight. Now, I thought the ovation I heard for GSP when he fought Carlos Condit in November was loud in Montreal. I couldn't even hear Bruce Buffer introducing him because the people were so loud. And Bruce Buffer's on the microphone with the big speakers. I didn't hear a word of it because the people were just so loud in support of George St. Pierre and in booing of Nick Diaz. And another cool thing about this show was Carlos Condit got probably the second biggest ovation of the night. And this is with other Montreal fighters on the show because fans there appreciated the effort Condit put in the last time around against George St. Pierre, and they respect him for that. So I thought that was really neat that even in a losing effort, Carlos Condit gained so many fans because he's just that much of a warrior.
Yeah, that's amazing. Would have been fun to be there with you,
really cool,
you and Rob.
Yeah,
Rob Wong.
Much better. Can I say much better company than Igor? Rob Wong
is right there. He's on the other side of the glass, and now
he's telling me I'm number 1.
Yeah, he really is. Okay, let's get to some of your tweets. At Roho590 is where you can find Geoff Rohoman on Twitter, and we always preface these segments by saying Geoff is still single. I assume that's the case still.
Yeah. Oh,
I got to check in. It's been 3 weeks.
I know. Things can change in 3 weeks, but
No, they can't.
Thanks, buddy.
March 12th, Geoff Rohoman, love JT, but am I the only one who turns the radio when Suit and Tie comes on? I hate that song as well.
I'm not a fan of the sort of falsetto he puts on.
I don't know.
I find it annoying.
I get what he's trying to do, and I appreciate that, trying to really class it up, the big band look, Frank Sinatra type thing, but it
sort of doesn't work if you're going for that, and all of a sudden Jay-Z shows up.
I know.
But you know what? I love Justin Timberlake. I think he's great. I think since leaving a boy band, he's done everything right. He doesn't take himself seriously at all. His stuff on Saturday Night Live is phenomenal. Yeah, but this song, just something about the song, I like his music for the most part, but I can't get get this song.
Me neither. Yeah. I'm open to liking it, but I just don't. Yeah. So
I turn the radio whenever I hear it. Yeah.
Although, if you want to be friends, he's going to be here in the summer, I think.
Yeah.
So
him
maybe
and
if he wants to come by, he should drop by.
He should sell us on the song. Tell us why we should love it. Absolutely.
Maybe we get a roundtable discussion.
Live version of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
JT, you listening? Bring Jay-Z, bring Beyonce.
I can't think of something that's less likely to happen than Justin Timberlake sitting in with us two.
What about me settling down?
Wow. We should get odds on that. Talk to Vegas. March 14th. Just did something in our Montreal hotel Igor could never do. Shower without flooding the bathroom. #bro trip.
Yeah.
This goes back to the last time I went to Montreal.
I gotta explain
with
the story. Igor, I don't know. I feel bad for the people that live below him in his condo because he must flood their apartment every time he showers. For some reason, Igor Enriquez didn't understand that the shower curtain goes on the inside of the tub, not on the outside. So we're there 5 minutes in Montreal. He's used up all 3 days worth of towels, just mopping up.
Ridiculous.
So I was successful in my shower.
Good for you. I'm glad you do shower. March 14th as well. 99-cent shots tonight at Peel Pub in Montreal. Boy. This could be dangerous. You went with Rob Wong, who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great for a guy. You guys didn't have a car. That would have been ideal if he was just, he's the built-in designated driver. But, so how was that night? How did that night end?
It was good. It was a good night. The
99 cents. Can you imagine that in Toronto?
But the minimum you can only order is 4 at a time. You can't order any less than 4 at a time. But
okay, that's a bad thing?
You can't order any more than 30 at a time. 30 is the maximum that you can order for the 99-cent shots.
Wasn't Peel Pub? I don't want to. Okay, this is just something I heard. So don't hold me to this. No legal action can be taken against me for this comment. But isn't Peel Pub one of the places that was caught recycling beer, like taking the bottom?
I have no idea.
Pitchers and then pouring it into one giant pitcher when you order the house beer.
I have no idea.
You ever done that?
It was bumping. So if that's the case, they must have cleaned up the rack.
It's a big college bar. For
sure.
I've been there once before. I went there with my dad once, and he wanted to go to the Peel Pub for some reason.
We didn't stay very long because we did quickly notice that it was a very much college pub, and we were on March break. So
you know what
it was
is a sad moment in your life? I mean, we're both.
You realize you're the old person at the bar. Yeah,
and we're still in our 20s, but I'm barely still there.
Same with me. Yeah, I got about 8 more months.
But the realization, we're not old people, but the realization when you go back to a college situation, whether it's a bar or a party, that you really don't belong there anymore.
Oh yeah, it's
really sad.
It's a terrible feeling too. Because I remember when I was in college, going to the bar and seeing those people. Yeah, like, what's this guy doing here? Now I'm that guy.
It makes you sad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh no,
I don't like. And you know what? It's my best friend's birthday. Happy birthday, A-Train! And we're going to a similar situation that he's planned tonight that I'm absolutely not looking forward to.
Just makes you feel so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Coming back on the train, March 17th. Good God, the 2 girls sitting in front of us on the train are singing loudly after 5 hours on here. Things could get dicey. Were they actually singing for 5 hours?
They were. I'll preface this with them being, I think one was maybe about 13 and the other one was 8 or so. So I'm sort of excusing it because they don't really know better, but they had the headphones on and I don't think they realized that they were singing as loudly as they were. And then, as I'm sure the next tweet tells you, they started talking to each other. Just one of these, hey, pass me the popcorn.
I feel like I'm in a sitcom. The girls are now yelling at each other because they have headphones on. Yeah, that's the worst.
They're just screaming because they don't realize how loud, because they can't hear. They think that they need to talk louder. It's like my grandma. She can't hear me, so she just screams at me over the phone.
Yeah, I love that. My grandma does the same thing. March 18th, Julianne Hough back on the market. Dibs.
Yeah.
Hashtag Rohomance. Hashtag Brocode. Sometimes I learn stuff from your Twitter feed. I didn't know. Who was she dating, first
Ryan
of all?
Seacrest.
Really?
Yeah. That was a power couple.
Really?
Yeah.
And they broke up?
Apparently, according to TMZ. I have the app.
And are you're a big fan of Julianne Hough?
I like Julianne Hough a lot. Yeah, I like her a lot. She's for me, she's sort of the girl that I like. This sort of girl next door that has just that other sort of appeal to her too.
So
And she's a dancer.
Okay, well this is good. This probably helps us in our quest. So any girls out there that are dancers, maybe if you're on some sort of highly rated television show,
if you look like Julianne Hough, absolutely hit me up.
Geoff Rohoman is interested. So maybe if you could tweet him at Roho590, that would be really helpful. And then maybe one of these weeks when I ask Geoff if he's still single, he's going to have a different response.
Yeah.
Any prospects, by the way? Are you going out on dates? Yeah. And has this call to action helped you at all?
I would.
It probably makes you sound more desperate than you really are.
This has been hindering my dating life. I had a friend that was in town from Vancouver for Canadian Music Week, and we went out last night.
Just a friend?
Just a friend for now.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm going out there in the end of May, so we'll
you're going out
to
see Bill Cosby, right?
I am.
Oh boy,
I know.
When is that?
June 1st is his show.
We may need to get a live report from from Vancouver.
Well, it's Saturday night, so maybe we'll do me leading into it and just how excited I am. Yeah.
It's going to be very early for you. Yeah, 3 hour time.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, good
it's Bill Cosby. I'm going to be up for the 3 days before, just like a kid before Christmas.
So true. Jeffrey, thank you very much.
Anytime, my friend.
Geoff Rohoman, you can follow him on Twitter at Roho590. And once again, ladies, he is single, but I don't know for how much longer. So you better hurry up. It might be all coming to an end. He's got a friend coming over. They're playing Scrabble.
It was Boggle.
It was Boggle.